Hey everybody, Nico here. Welcome to the Trading Setup channel. Trading crypto seems easy until your entire deposit vanishes. If you ever watch the market flip against you in seconds, you know how brutal it can be. Extreme volatility, no regulation, and news-driven chaos. Welcome to the crypto jungle. One tweet or headline can wreck your setup, and the market won't wait for you to catch up. This isn't a game. It is a battlefield where you are trading against whales, bots, and pros, and they all want your money. But watch this video until the end and I'll show you how to trade crypto smartly, how to avoid common traps, and how to build a mindset that will lead to consistent results. Oh, and by the way, I've created a free resource hub for traders, pros and beginners alike. Inside, you'll find daily trading tips, indicator setups with clear instructions, and risk management guides, including how to apply martingale principles safely so you don't blow your account. It's free to join, so make sure you get in and grab the information while you can. Links in the description, or you can scan the QR code on the screen. There's already a bunch of traders in there, people who are serious about trading. But now let's dive into the charts. Okay, so for our strategy today, we're going to combine a few elements. This is going to be a little bit more complicated than what we usually do. You will need to practice this to learn how to spot trend lines and support and resistance lines. I have made videos about this before, so go watch those if you don't quite understand how support and resistance works. Remember, a trend line is basically just the same as a support and resistance areas, only we draw them on the highs and lows diagonally. So a trend line will usually run at a few angles, I suppose, whereas support and resistance areas will always be horizontal. Okay, so but there is no difference in the concept between these two. They're basically the same. And yeah, we're just gonna I've got a trade here. I'm gonna explain why I took this trade. I didn't want to miss it, so I jumped in. We can see that price has been moving in an upwards channel. We're going to be trading on 30 seconds. I should mention this. We're going to be trading on 30-second charts, and we're going to be using a 1-minute expiry. So what we did is we can see that price has been moving upwards for quite a while, for the last hour or so, and it's been sticking to a channel here. We can see the upwards channel. We started drawing it at the we drew our first point at the start of the channel, and then we just included the lows, so we drew it so we can see price touching everywhere, and then price hit this level here, this the bottom support of the channel, and at the same time I can see that my stochastic was super oversold, telling me that there's a very good chance that we're going to bounce off the channel line, which we did. Okay, so what I'm also going to do is I'm just going to switch to a higher time frame. We're going to look at 5 minutes, and we're going to do this with a couple of assets, and we're just going to see if there are any decent support and resistance levels like this. So we can see that this is a fairly faint support and resistance level, but it's still valid. So we can see that price came down, took a little pause here, but more importantly, we can see that it pushed back to this area here and it hesitated. Okay, so it's too soon to say whether price is going to break through or not. We're going to keep an eye on that, but this seems to be a fairly decent or a fairly important level. So let's go back to 30 seconds and see what's happening. Okay, so I would like to keep an eye on this because we know this is a resistance area now. We can keep an eye on price and see what happens when it hits here. While we do that, let's have a look at one of the other assets as well. We're going to switch to 5 minutes first and see if we have any important lines here, any important support and resistance areas. This movement is quite erratic. It does look like this is giving us a decent level. For now, we're going to wait a bit and see if this gets broken. Overall, we are in a downwards move on this asset as well, on Cardano. Let's switch to 30 seconds and see if we can see any movement. Like I said, we're also going to use support and resistance levels, so we're not exclusively going to be using trend lines. They are the same. So this movement is something that I won't be trading. I'm not going to be interested in it. Let's go back to Avalanche and see what's happening. Nothing yet. Let's have a look at Dogecoin on the 5 minute first. See if there's any levels. Okay, we are definitely hitting a decent level here. It is very clear that this is an important level. So we're going to sit and wait a while and see what happens with this. So we can see that price is struggling in this area. Actually, I think I'm going to delete this. So this is an area that we're going to be watching. You need to remember also that support and resistance levels are always a small area. It's never just going to be a single line price. So let's see what's happening here. We might get a decent entry. We're going to switch back to 30 seconds and see what's happening. We are hitting the support. I would like to see it clear, and I will go for a sell trade if we do reject. What I need now is for the stochastic here to leave the oversold area. So while this is stuck in here, we're not going to be taking a trade. Let's just jump back to this quick. We're going to go back to Avalanche. I'm going to show you why I'm not interested in taking that trade. Okay, so we are dropping. Might have missed this. Okay, this drop is a bit too much. I'm still going to get in. Let's see if it does a little pullback. My stochastic is starting to leave. We're going to get a new candle here. We should get a push upwards, and once we do, yeah, let's get in. Okay, so let's just go to Avalanche quickly while this trade is open. The reason I'm not interested in taking a buy here is we can see that there's a difference between the way the indicators behaved when it hit this trend line here and here. We can see that my stochastic is not even close to oversold. It's still heading downwards. My RSI didn't make a sharp move like it did here, so this is not something I'm going to be trading. Let's go back to Doge and see how this trade is going. I got in a little bit of the wrong price. Should have waited for it to pull back a little bit, just up to here. Let's see what happens. We've got a few seconds left. I do think still think it's going to come down. Timing on this wasn't ideal, but it should work out for us still. We should see Doge move down a little bit over the next few seconds. Or next few minutes, we should see it move down quite a bit. That's a good trade as well. Now, let's see. We do have some sort of channel forming here. Let's draw this in. We're going to put it nicely on the low. We're going to put this, for now, we're going to put this here. We can see that there's a very clear channel that the price has been sticking to for about half an hour. It's been sticking to this. But again, same as with Avalanche just now, we can see that although we are hitting this level here, my stochastic is not oversold. It's still heading downwards. This is telling me this is not an area where I should risk a buy trade, because it does appear that price has some downwards momentum and we could see it break through here. Even if this pushes up from here, I'm not going to be worried about it. This is what's the word I'm looking for? The odds of me winning this trade is very low, and we can see, there we go, it's pushing downwards. So I'm not going to be taking a trade where my indicators are showing me some downwards momentum with no sign of slowing down. I'm not going to take a trade off a trend line or a support and resistance area as well. Those need to kind of coincide. It will just improve your odds of winning the trade. So let's go to another asset and see. First thing we're going to do, again, we're going to switch to 5 minutes, see if we are hitting any important levels. This doesn't look like we are. Again, this movement is very erratic, and if you can't see any clear support and resistance areas, best thing you can do is simply stay off it. Don't trade it. Don't force trades. When you start forcing trades, you will start making mistakes. Okay, so this kind of seems like a decent area. Let's switch to 30 seconds again and see what's happening. Okay, there's no channels. We had it kind of like a channel here. If I draw this in quick, we can see that the channel did get broken quite spectacularly. So this was the last low. And if we look at this, we can see that price has been running in this channel beautifully. You can see it's been sticking to it, and then finally it broke out. This is a good trading opportunity. Areas like this where we get channel breaks as well to go in the direction, although we did miss this. But again, Polkadot, not an asset that I'm going to be interested in right now. The movement is a bit too erratic. We might have something here. Let's see what Ethereum is doing. We're going to do a support and resistance level quick. It's been stuck here for a bit. And we are in a downwards trend at the moment. So Ethereum has been dropping. We can see that it has been dropping quite a bit. So we do have a lot of bearish momentum on the higher time frames. Let's now switch to 30 seconds and see what this movement looks like. This is something I will risk taking a trade on. I'm going to take another sell. We can see that we did just got rejected off the resistance area, and my stochastic is in the oversold, way nice and deep. It's busy crossing over, so we should see a little pullback on Ethereum over the next few minutes. So let's see and wait and see, and let's wait and see what happens. Just about halfway through this trade, and there's the drop we were waiting for. Okay, so while we're waiting for this trade to close, quite often people tell me, oh, I make it look so easy. Just keep in mind that I've had years and years of practice spotting trends and trend lines, spotting support and resistance lines, and this will come with time for you. You need to build up the experience. I can give you guys the knowledge, but I cannot teach you the experience. You will need to practice this. There we go. Very good trade. Okay, so this is going to take some practice. This is a bit more complicated than the stuff we usually do, but it is super effective. Like I said, practice a bit and you will get there. Thank you for watching. If you want access to real-time trading, daily setups, live examples, and my private indicator strategies, DM me directly. I run a private Telegram community where we work together every day. No fluff, just real trades and real growth. But entry isn't public. I handpick every member. Message me now, links in the description, and tell me why you want in. At some point, I will be closing access and turn it into a private traders club, so spots are limited. And of course, guys, subscribe to the video. It helps me know what you guys like and what you find useful. I'll see you in the next video, and until then, may the pips be with you.